My brand new column on World Net Daily is the headline is "Take the sinner's money and use it for the good." and the reason I wrote this article is because, and I want you to check it out today. There are so many headlines now where homosexuals are challenging Christian businesses, you know, bakeries and farms and men and women who are on farms and perform weddings on those places. They can't do that anymore. Wedding gowns. Some homosexuals wanted a Christian organization to make a wedding dress for her or him or whatever it was. They said no, and these businesses are, some of them are shutting down or they're stopping doing some of the things that they would do in order to raise money. And I think that it's a mistake. And I want to hear back, I want honest feedback on this because I've gotten very interesting feedback on this already. I mentioned it on my radio show. I said that instead of shutting your business down, if a homosexual came to me and said, okay, we'll have an event, because all they're doing are challenging the Christians. That's why, so they can take you to court and destroy you. Because they got all kind of bakeries they can go to. They don't have to go to a Christian bakery. But they're just, you know, they're challenging us so they can destroy us. And so if they came to me and said, okay, I want a wedding cake. John and I, Larry and John are getting married, and they want a wedding cake. I would bake the cake, but I would let them know up front, I disagree with what you're doing, and so I'm gonna take your money and I'm gonna give it to a law firm or an organization, every dime of it, that is fighting to stop you. Give me your money, I'll take your money, but I'm gonna use it against you. And then that way, the Christian business doesn't have to go out of business, and they don't have to end up in court trying to fight something that they don't have the money to fight with. And the judges now are so liberal, they're taking the side of the homosexuals and not the Christians. And so if we told them, and there's no law that says you can't, you know, you can say, I don't like this. Not yet. But if we don't start fighting back, then there will come a law that says you can't even say you disagree with it. And so I'm thinking, instead of us losing, let's see how we can do it differently. Let's take their money and use it against them because they're using our tax dollars and they have a truckload of money and they're winning. They're causing us to go out of business. What do you think about that idea? Oh, good. Anybody disagree with that idea? Wow, some hardcore here. Do you disagree with it? And I want honest feedback because I've gotten very interested emails about this.
I don't disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think that's what I think is funny. I think it's funny because these people just claim that, oh, we just want to live our lives and be left alone. And if they in fact did that, there'd be no problem.
Right.
But what they do, and you know, not all of them, but right. Many of them, you know, force it on other people or want to get in the news and all this stuff, and that's what causes them the problems. But I think your way of dealing with it, your idea is perfect.
Good. I love that. I'll tell you some of the emails I've gotten back from the Christians about this. Did you have a question?
No, I find it interesting. Your idea. I think that it's a great idea. The only thing is with cakes is that you're kind of condoning it by baking them a cake in the same time.
How am I condoning it? I hear that a lot.
The whole idea of baking, presenting a cake is a whole symbol of approval. And although you personally don't approve it, you're helping them celebrate their homosexuality. And being, ultimately, it's the ends that becomes justify the means. And I've always had a problem with the ends justifying the means. In this case, I suppose I would support you 100%.
Right.
So it just makes me think a little bit, you know, with the cake thing. But I can see, like, if you have your own business where it's not a cake, whether it's Target or Sears or what have you, you can give money to fight them. But
Yeah,
I think the idea is a great idea.
Okay, but it still look like I'm condoning it.
Well, the only thing is that giving them a cake and everybody's happy and everybody's giving your cake that you baked. And I know that you yourself.
Speaking to the mic.
I'm sorry. I know you yourself totally oppose that. And so would I. But it's just
It just looked like giving that cake to them.
Yeah. It's just it's the only thing.
If they came here and said, Jesse, we want to have a same-sex wedding in your building,
Would you do it?
and I would say, okay, I'm charging you $5,000. I'm just throwing out a number. I said, but I want you to know up front, I'll say, I'm not going to perform it. You can let anybody else you want, bring a little gay preacher or whatever, and then, and they can perform the wedding. But I'm charging you $5,000, and I'm taking that money and every dime of it, I'm going to take it to a Christian organization that are out there fighting against what you're doing. I want to stop same-sex marriage. I want to end this war against Christians from the homosexuals. I don't want your stuff in the public school system. I'm going to use your money that you're paying me to use my building to fight you.
And is it necessary to tell them? I mean,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's the hope. Yeah, you can also do it covertly. You know what I
No,
mean?
I want to be open
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think it shows
So am I
strength.
condoning the wedding that would be here? I'm sorry?
I personally, I couldn't do it.
You could not. Why not?
I could not do it.
Why not?
The fact that I'm allowing them in this holy place to have, or in this presence to have a wedding, it just.
In this holy place.
Well, I mean, forgive me for saying that. Maybe that's not the right word. The fact of just allowing them to do it, in here.
But just think about this. Everywhere else you go, they're there.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? You
Yeah.
work with them.
Yeah.
You eat with them. You live next door to them. You go to some parties, they're there. On TV, they're everywhere else, they're there.
Yeah.
And they're winning. They're beating us out.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay. But you still wouldn't do it.
I'd be uncomfortable about it. I would get over it. I think it's a good idea. I would have to get over the uncomfortable part.
Oh, okay. I understand. I understand. I'm going to help you get over it in a minute.
Okay.
Right here first. Yes. Come. Anybody on this side disagree with me? Nobody. Okay.
So in an answer to you, if you're going to buy a cake and you've been told up front that that money goes to fight you, I don't think the cake is going to make you very happy and your stomach very happy. And if you come to a wedding and all the money that you pay to have a room so you can have a wedding goes to a church, somebody who fights you,
Yes.
I don't think your wedding is going to be very happy either.
That's
Think
right.
about it.
That is true.
It makes sense. And sadly, I don't think they're going to give me the money once I tell them that. They're not. And so just imagine if all the Christian business said that, then they would not give them the money. That means they don't have to go to court because the law of the land said you're not discriminating. You said okay to this person. So you don't have to go to court. You don't have to judge taking your business away from you. We're safe. Isn't that smart?
I get it.
You get it?
I get it now. Yeah.
Oh, good.
She actually helped. She helped and
See, I
explained it.
told you you'll get
Yeah.
healed before you leave here. Just think about this, and then I want to read the scripture to you. Just think about this. We are created in God's image. God lives within us. God has given his children power and authority over evil. We have that power and authority over evil. If we love him with all our heart, soul, and might, and love our neighbors as ourselves, there's nothing on earth that can stop us. So something must be wrong, because evil doesn't have authority over us anymore. We have authority over evil. And there's no reason that evil should be winning in our personal lives or public life. But in reality, it is. And there's a reason for that, and we need to know what that reason is.
For more information or to purchase a copy of this show, visit us on the web at www.bondinfo.org or call 1-800-411-BOND.